Sup guys, the name's Taha, and I did this project all on my own because frankly, I am extremely intelligent, extremely attractive, and charismatic, and frankly, I have no idea why I'm in this universe anymore because my galactic brain can't handle anyone here.
Taha, I'm gonna give you an absolute maximum of 10 seconds to decide which one of my boobs you want in your...
Anyways, as we're saying, so 2020 and all of the lovely misfortunes that came along with it made the year a bit of a stinkfest, to say the least, and the educational front can't be excluded from said stinkfest. So let's ditch all of that and talk about what we learned despite the hardships in the past year during this quadmester. So for me, Taha Tahorius Sephitheris, but if you're Nintendo, then you could just call me Gaha. Still hurts to this day. So what I learned in the past quadmester is that I know how to properly use Microsoft Teams. I'm finally used to its UI. I can access the assignments, I can access the posts that the teacher puts out, I can access the marks that I get from said assignments that I send in, all of that stuff. I also learned how to play Pac-Man on the DDR mat.
Come on! No!
So Travis and I are going to break down what we learned in this quadmester into 4 parts. And I'm doing the first 2. So around when the course started, we were reading a bunch of short stories, and that helped us experience different types of narrative. Like the one story where you're in this ecstasy world. And the next story, it was talking about a new type of animal or alien that has never been discovered before, and how humans should treat it. Thus, we became more analytical of what we read. We understood the different rhetorical devices, and how the reader actually wants to convey their story. We also learned that the complexity of a story doesn't align with how long it is. In the podcast assignment, we learned about what makes a podcast good, and we were paying attention to a lot of things, such as the theme song, the tone, the premise, and the host's approach to a certain situation. We learned that different media styles pay attention to different things. For example, film has more focus on visuals, and podcasts have more of a focus on music and sounds.
Next we come to probably the biggest section of the English course this quadmester, which is reading George Orwell's 1984. The interactions between characters in this book are incredibly subtle. Usually they're done with quick glances or very short sentences, and the author puts a big emphasis on body language. Now, Ms. Carr asked us to take extensive notes on each individual chapter, and overall, I'd say that really helped with our ability for retaining information that we pick up in the future off of anything that we read. I would say that the book is generally just super enjoyable. The look at a very communistic society that's incredibly controlling of any type of media that gets put out is super interesting to read about. The way the government tries to subdue its citizens into believing that they can do no wrong is incredibly compelling. Now I'm going to be talking about the oral presentation. In it, we examined rhetorical devices and how we can use them to our benefit to further push any points we're trying to make and to further engage our audience in what we're saying. Another thing that this project probably helped us practice is being less camera shy. It's always good to get experience in that field because you never know when you might have to make a video for something, say a job in the future, that requires you to talk for a specific amount of time without any stuttering or interruptions. Now, although this quadmester has seen about as many humps as the camels Taha likes to ride on,
Hey!
we can't say it's been unproductive. We've learned to become better readers, better listeners, and better oral presentators. But more importantly, I'd say we've learned how to adapt to situations thrown at us more cleverly. These past few years, grade 9 to 12, have been an absolute joy, and I'd like to thank Miss Cart for what she's provided for us, which is hopefully a bright and colorful future. With a double gym quadmester on the horizon, I'm gonna go cry myself to sleep.
You loser.